Hi, and welcome to this week's vlog. For the first week of March, we're going to be reading as many books with blue covers as we possibly can. So, I've already kind of started some books just to get us started. So, we have Indigo Ridge by Debney Perry. This is a romantic suspense. I'm about 50 pages into this and I'm really enjoying it so far. I don't really know where the story goes. I liked the way that we met our characters, but I am interested to see kind of where we go because Winslow, our FMC, she is the new chief of police in this small town, and Griffin is the eldest in the founding family descendants, and he is in charge of the ranch, and lots of crazy things start happening. Next, I have started One by One by Ruth Ware. This is very interestingly set up. I'm only on page 26, so I'm not far into this at all, but I think what it's going to be about is this tech startup about music. They all of the like, I think it's like an employee retreat for these people. They go to this French town, I guess, and I think there's an avalanche and people are murdered. But so far, we've only met a couple of the characters. Then I started A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen, and I am 72 pages into this. I'm really enjoying this so far. I think that our main character is going to be very, very strong, and I think our setup is going to be a very interesting time. So basically, we're following Freya, who was married to this terrible man, and their king, I guess, has this prophecy that he's trying to fulfill. She's apparently the person who can fulfill it. And her terrible husband basically gives her to him, and then in a fit of rage, she kills him. I am really liking how our female main character is being portrayed and how she's figuring out this new role that she has and how she's not really willing to be a pushover anymore. She's kind of taking a stand. And then a book I've been putting off for forever, Blankets by Craig Thompson. This is a graphic novel that is, I think, just under 600 pages. It's huge. And I am on page 130. I had absolutely no clue what this book was about, so picking it up has been a little bit of a shock. I believe it is somewhat of a memoir. I'm not sure how much is fictionalized and how much is actual fact, like from Craig Thompson's life. There's a lot of religious trauma that is mentioned, and we're able to see it on page, as well as brief mentions, not mentions, he doesn't actually say it, he just kind of alludes to child essay. Unless I'm completely reading into that incorrectly, which I might be, but I feel like I can pick up on that pretty easily, and that's what I was reading into it. He just met this girl at church camp, and he is really liking her. So I think the next section is going to be like their beginning of their love story, which is cute. if I get through all of those, which is a big if because I am a very slow reader. Um, Although all of what I've said I read yesterday and today. So that's not bad. But if I get through all of that, I do have the rule book out from the library by Sarah Adams, and I'm very interested in picking this up. It would be finishing a series for me, which would be exciting. So that's one other book that I could pick up. I do have quite a few books on my March TBR that are blue, and I have so many other blue books. So if I get through what I want to get through, I have endless options. So I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done this week, and I'm hoping that I get a lot of good vlog footage for you because I really want to start vlogging. It's just so hard to remember the vlog, honestly. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, it has been a couple of days since we last spoke. It's still within the week. It's Thursday morning right now. And if you hear construction outside, I'm so sorry, but it's around the clock, like at all times. Kind of ridiculous. Something came in the mail 2 days ago, and I'm incredibly excited. I opened it and I was like, I need to read this now, which is not great for this vlog, right? Because it's not a blue book, but all I want to do is pick it up and read it. It's also the only book that is out that I have not read by this author. So I'm having very conflicting feelings about picking it up right now. And that is Wild Side by Elsie Silver. I'm so excited for this. I love Marriage of Convenience. I love like when characters really cannot stand each other, but they also have a soft spot for each other. Love previous history. I love everything that this book is offering, right? Oh, and she's parenting her sister's kid. I love that as well. Like when it's not single parent, but it is single parent, I love it. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, but you're not here for this. I mean, I'm so happy I have this, but that's not what you're here for. You're here. We are here to discuss the progress that I've made in my blue books that I've been reading. First, I need to take a coffee break. This is my protein coffee. My boyfriend, he makes coffee for a living, and he brings home cold brew all the time, which is wonderful. Free cold brew, free coffee all the time. But I have to have a lot of protein, so I just put my little protein shake with my coffee. Okay, I'm so excited about this book. I'm loving this. This is so fun. I've been listening to it and it's been very immersive. Much easier to read. It's not hard to read with my eyes, but it is nice having somebody else read it to me because the names in this can be hard to like think in your head. Okay, how do I pronounce that again? What is that supposed to be saying? That kind of thing. So that's been really nice. I am on page 195. So I'm a little under halfway, just slightly. Yeah, I'm almost halfway. I'm absolutely loving this. I think that Freya is such a strong character. She's been put through a lot, and it's been really nice to watch her grow as a character, as a person. She has definitely been through a lot, but we're loving it. Bjorn, love him. Love, love him. Hate his father. Um, yeah, that's really all I want to say, but I'm really enjoying this. If you're scared about the like Norse mythology type things within this book. Don't be. It's not hard to follow. There are a lot of mentions of the gods, but it's very easily read. But yes, I'm really enjoying this. And then let's start with one I'm not as excited about, and that is Blankets by Craig Thompson. This is a graphic novel. I know I've kind of already talked about it. I'm finding it a little bit boring. It feels very slice of life, but also telling a broader story. There's a lot of religious trauma. It definitely feels reminiscent of the early 2000s, which was when it was originally published. The art style, while I can tell that Craig Thompson is very talented, it's not my kind of art style that I tend to gravitate towards or really love. What else can I say? I if I just find myself getting kind of bored. So like we're following Craig and his brother when they're younger, and he has terrible parents, and uh, kind of like how religion helps him get out of his funk when he's a child, but then how that also kind of alienates him growing up. And then he meets this girl at church camp and like falls in love with her instantly. And I don't know, it's just it's a lot for 600 pages, right? Like I have been reading at least a section a day for the last like 3 or 4 days. I'm on page 262. I don't care. I like find it a chore to read. I think there is a lot of merit in this. It's been a lot. So, I don't know. I might DNF it. I haven't decided yet. And then we can talk about my library books, which is One by One by Ruth Ware. I am on page 44, so I'm not very far at all. This is set up very interestingly. So every chapter is either Liz or Erin, and Erin is our wait yeah Erin is our chalet girl, so she's kind of like catering to this trip to make sure everything runs smoothly for this tech company that's coming in to spend time at their French ski resort, basically. And she we don't really know like a lot about her yet. She is a little bit mysterious, which is fine. And then we have Liz, who used to work for this tech company and hasn't for a little while. And Erin and Liz, I think, are both trying to find out why Liz is even there. Um, and everyone who works at the company still is treating Liz like she's royalty, basically. Like they don't want to upset her, but they also keep forgetting about her and that she's even there. And then it's just a whole thing. And I'm very intrigued because this cast of characters is very expansive, and I feel like we're going to get a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different ideals, and it's gonna be interesting. I can already tell. Only 40 pages in, I'm intrigued. I think throughout the entire book, we're only going to get Liz and Erin's point of view, so that'll be really interesting to see when the murders start happening, what their thoughts on them are. Last but not least, as an update, I am loving this. Very easy to read, very bingeable. I'm on page 222 out of the bonus epilogue 338. So, 116 pages left. I feel like I'm flying through this, right? I am enjoying our two characters. There's not a lot to say about this. Our main characters are Winslow and Griffin, and they both have a lot going on. She's the new chief of police. No one's taking her seriously. There's a suicide on Griffin's property, and not 100% sure if it is, in fact, a suicide. Um, and his family has a lot going on. It's been very interesting. It's they they have an interesting relationship. So they have a one night stand when she first moves in. They both think that the other isn't a local, and they end up having like a friends with benefits situation, which is fun. There's no real spice. It just like alludes to everything, which I wasn't sure. I don't know if I was expecting that. I think I thought there would be spice in it. But yeah, it's classic case of yeah, it's just going to be physical, but actually they start to actually feel for each other. So it's been fun. Definitely different than any other romance I've read. So that's kind of fun. I wonder, is there a map? Again, every time I look at this page, it's crazy. I can't believe Devony Perry has written that many things. And I've only heard of this series and then her coach series. Yeah, I haven't heard of anything else. Crazy. Wow. Okay, no, there's no map. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm enjoying this. His property is huge. That's crazy. Okay, it's Saturday. We still have a little bit of time to finish some books, but I do have some updates for you. I've decided to DNF blankets. I'm 262 pages into it still. I didn't go any further. I'm just not, I don't care. I don't care. So, which also look at this. This is so cute. My best friend gave this to me, and I'm obsessed with it. But yeah, I think it's fine. I'm just not into it. And then I did finish Indigo Ridge, and I really liked this. I had a good time. There was a plot twist at the end, which I kind of saw coming. Like I saw who it would be. Um, but I really liked the relationship between Winslow and Griffin. I liked the added family members, and I liked how everyone eventually like came to support the two of them. And I thought that their romance was really sweet and cute, and I gave this 3.5 stars. I have also made some progress in my other two books that I've been reading, which are A Fate Inked in Blood. I think 70% into that. I've been listening to it this morning, and I should be able to finish that today. And then One by One by Ruth Ware. I am reading that a little bit slower because it has been physically, and it's kind of been like on the back burner, but I'm liking it so far. It's just set up very differently from anything I've ever read before, which is fun. I just finished A Fate Inked in Blood. I already want to reread it. I'm gonna need to sit on that one for a while before I have my reading because that was so good. There were twists that some of them I kind of saw coming, but some of them I definitely didn't. Um, that was so good. I don't. I'm so excited for the next book that comes out in May. I'm so excited. That was that was beautiful. I'm so happy that I read that. And Yeah, I could reread that like now. Okay, I finished One by One by Ruth Ware earlier today, and I really enjoyed it. I flew through this book, which is so fun, so wonderful. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I thought that the twists that were done were good. I did kind of have my suspicions, but I was also surprised at the same time. I think that we have 2 main narrators, and they were very interesting to follow. I I really liked the writing style. Also, sorry if you can hear laundry or the dishwasher going. This was my only time to give this update. But basically, we're following a tech startup company who go. They all go to this ski chalet in France and are hosted by Danny and Aaron, who I love both of them so much. And we're following them as people start dying, either by what we assume is natural causes or murder. And it's very interesting to kind of piece together what actually happens and why. it happens. The why, that was crazy. That was crazy. I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to pick up more by Ruth Ware. Again, this is 4 stars. To kind of wrap up the entirety of my reading for the week, I'll just go back over the other books. I know I've already talked about them, but just to finish it up, I also finished A Fate Inked in Blood. I gave this 4.5 stars. I can't remember, but I really, really enjoyed this. Our main character is such a strong woman, such a good character to follow, and I really liked our side characters, the friendships that she creates. The plot twists were crazy. Again, somewhat predictable if you go into it thinking, okay, what's going to be the twist? I know there's going to be a twist. So, in that aspect, if you've read fantasy romance before, it's not the biggest twist, but it was twisty. And I did really enjoy this. I also read Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry. This one I gave 3.5 stars. It was a fun, suspenseful romance, and I really enjoyed following Winslow and Griffin. Again, if you're thinking everyone's a suspect, then you'll get this, which is what I did. I did think that there were some shocking things that happened in this, and I'm very excited to move on to the next installment in this series. And then lastly, we'll talk about the book that I DNF'd, which was Blankets by Craig Thompson. This one I'm going to be in hauling. It's a very big book for something I don't care about. So yeah, or I don't really care to read it. Religious trauma is a lot, and yeah, I'm just not in the mood to read that ever. And the rest of it was just a little difficult to actually get into the characters and the storyline. Didn't feel like there was much of a plot, but it is what it is. I read about 50%, maybe a little less than 50%, but it is, again, it's fine. It's what it is. What it is. So all in all, this is my stack for the week. I am pretty happy with my reading. I don't typically get this much read. I mean, I do, but I really have to push myself. And this week, I felt like it was a pretty good week for reading, so I'm very happy with it. But yeah, stick around for next week. I should be releasing a vlog. Look out for that. It should be fun. But if you liked this video, please leave a soccer ball, because I'm wearing one of my Arsenal jerseys, or one of my partner's Arsenal jerseys. Put a soccer ball in the comments. And if you have also read some of these books and enjoyed them, let me know so we can talk about them. I'd be very happy to talk about it with you. And subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. I'd love to have you. Bye.